Hello everybody, this is Elissa from Mink Arts and Crafts, and today we are going to be doing a post review. So today's kit for post review is going to be Boba Kitty by Jessica Maltezo, and this is a Munimade canvas. So details on this kit before we get into it, and we kind of go over the cuteness and the adorableness and how I blingied the thingy. So this is a 35 by 35, has 18 colors, which includes 2 ABs, and it is a round drill canvas. So I started this kit on the 8th of September and I finished it on the 10th of September. And it took me 6 hours and 58 minutes to work on this kit here. So those are our details. And it was my second finish for the month of September and my 27th finish of all time. So there we go. That's what we have. And look at that adorable artwork. Love it. I love how big that image is that you get from Munimade. I love how big that is. And this right here is a little hint of what I added special drills wise. So I looked at it and I was just like, I think I want to add a little bit more. I contemplated and I went ahead and decided. So there was like literally little to no trash in this kit. So these are not from this kit. This is from different canvas that I have not de-kitted yet. I had 2 of them kitted up because they went quickly. I have not de-kitted it yet because I was going to wait and do this post review and then do both of them at the same time. So these right here are our drills, and you can see, look at those gorgeous pink tones that you see in there. And this has both the charted drills as well as the special drills that I kind of added into it. And I kind of decided to switch up the order a little bit, mostly when it came to the alphabetized ones. I kind of put the alphabet letters in order, so that will be a little bit off over in here. So I did kind of mix that up, but you can see I was nowhere near close to running out of drills with anything, in part because, you know, I did end up not using quite a few of those colors. I think the lowest I ran on anything was maybe this AB. The AB 956 was maybe the lowest I came in anything, but you really didn't use a lot of it to begin with, and there weren't a lot that were sent to begin with. Other than that, there were a couple of the other colors that you see in here, but I mean, there's still so many left over that there was no way I came anywhere close to running out on them. So there were 2 ABs that were charted for this one. So you had an AB 5200, the white AB, which you'll see in the stars, and then this AB 956, which is in the hearts. And I'll go over that in a minute, and then I'll talk about what I ended up adding. Pardon me. So we are going to come right over here, and I'm going to leave these drills so we can kind of see what the drills looked like. And look at how adorable, absolutely adorable this Boba Kitty is. And initially, when you were looking at the canvas initially, it looked like this cloud background right here was white, but it was actually charted for this very, very pale 819, this very pale light pink. So looking at it, I was like, so you can see that was one of the things that I did add bling to. So I added bling to a lot in this kit. I felt like it needed a little extra oomph to it, so I ended up adding some extra oomph with drills that I already had on hand. So I did not purchase anything extra. I just used what I had on hand for it. So I'll go over what it was charted for. So this was charted, like I said, with the AB 5200, which is the white stars. So all of these stars that you see here, I'll go over my additions that I made, and then I'll kind of talk about my thoughts and everything else. So the white AB, you can see in all of these stars right up in here. That's all white AB. That right there is how it was charted. And then as we look at, so that was the white AB. And then looking at the, coming into it, yeah, this was the, there was something else. Where was the other drill? I'm trying to think of what I did just do. Was that the, no. I'm trying to think. I think that, was that one there, or did I add something else right there? Can't even remember what I put there. It just looks so much whiter than it should. That just looks so much whiter laid down than what it should because of how it's contrast with the other bright colors. Anyways, so I'm like, what did I even do? So anyways, the stars are a white AB 5200, and then in the hearts you can see there is the AB 956, which is in the hearts right here. This right here is the AB 956, and you can see it right in here as well. That's AB 956. So that was charted in the hearts as AB 956. Right in there. So there's AB 956 in all of those hearts. And that's how the drills were charted for. So I decided it needed a little bit more than that, and I added extra bling. And I'm going to go over the bling that I added. So as you can see, and we'll kind of go color by color right down through here with what I did. So you can see here this very, very pale crystal AB. It's a 963. Yes, that's a 963. This very, very pale crystal AB is what I used right here. Depending on how you look at it, and depending on how the light hits it, it either can look almost white, or you can see those pinkish tones. And I added that for this cloud that called for that that super pale tone. I didn't use it in here. There were some parts that look white in here, in the face of the Boba kitty. And that white that you see there, that's not white. That's that super pale pink. It just, in contrast to everything else, it's such a pale tone that it looks white. But you can see, depending on the tone, here you've got this crystal AB that can look white or it can look pink. And then coming down, the next one that I didn't add a lot of tones into this one, just a handful. You can see here, this kind of orangey tone is a crystal AB 740, which I did to replace this tone there. And that's what you see in this arc of the rainbow right there. I felt like that was a pretty similar tone, so that's what I used there. And then coming down in some of the these pinks right here, I used, they're not quite the exact shade, so this was the original shade right here, and I used these flamingo bubbles, and you'll see that in like the cheek right here, and then down into these stars. You can kind of see that extra shimmer down in those stars there of the bubbles, and then up right there in the pinks of the cheek right there. And there's a little bit in those ears that you see as well, but the main part for that color was the cheek, and then down into those stars. The next one was the axolotl, which was a very, very close color match with the original color that I used. The axolotl bubbles I used in the hearts, so I added a little extra oomph in the hearts here. So each of those hearts has a little axolotl bubble into it that you can see right there. So you can see that glimmer and the depth of it. And then there's also some, nope, that's I think the only real place that you see those. Yeah, that's it. And then a little bit in the top of the straw. And that's about it on those ones. And then coming down, our next one, I actually added some metallic magenta sparklers. And those ones are the other one that you're seeing in the straw. So that's what I added, all of these like really shimmery bright spots in the straw. Those are metallic magenta. Metallic magenta. It really picks up the light even better in person. It doesn't pick it up super well here. But that was metallic magenta in the straw. And then this glimmer right here, that's metallic magenta. So that's what I did with those there up into the straw. And then the last one, because like that I added, was this crystal AB 3804 to replace the 553. And this one is what you see right here in this arc of the rainbow right there. That's that last AB that you see right there for the background of the rainbow. So those were the main ones. The only other change that I added was I did use some quad cubes this in each of the hearts. I added a little glisten in the hearts, and then some really pale ones into the eyes that you can see there. So the hearts each have a quad cube, right there as like a little accent. So those were the additions that I made special drill wise to add a little and have some extra fun with this kit. And you can see, look how adorable it turned out. And I love that extra bling that I added on it. I feel like it just added an extra layer of depth. I love the extra bling on kits. And I feel like now, look at the extra glow. Like you have a catch light in the eyes now. And I love that catch light because it just makes the kit just come alive. And the little Boba kitty just really comes alive, as you can see there. So, I had no issues with the glue on this one, and that's something that I can have issues with, that I've had issues with a lot of other kits, not from Munimade. This was actually my first Munimade kit that I've ever worked on. I had no issues with the glue. The adhesive was wonderful. It was a dream to work on. That was not a problem at all. The rendering was perfect, no issue with any symbols that were hard to do. And the way that it was done, there were only a couple spots where I was lazy with my guide circles. And I breezed through it pretty quickly. Like I said, this took me a little over 6 hours, and there was only and I go pretty quick when I'm doing some of these, and I'm not a perfect placer by any means because I breezed through it. And there's only a little spot over here where I was getting lazy, and I don't think they had the regular guide circles, so you can kind of see where I was getting lazy right there, and you can see a little bit of the symbol underneath, which I should really straighten that part to hide the symbol underneath. But that's really the only main spot that happened with. So that was not bad. And for this entire kit, I was working with, this ended up being the pen. Normally I would do something with this much color blocking. I would do with a 10 placer and it would breeze through even faster. But I didn't have any more 10 placer tips, so I was using the 6 placer tip here, so it went a little bit slower than normal. So this is a House of Rainbows pen. My tip I just had it setting in there, and it snugged in there really well. And because I felt like the pink of this pen, just serendipitously, this was the next pen for me to pull out and use, and it just serendipitously happened to match with the color tones of this kit. So I was the House of Rainbows pen, and then this gorgeous pinks of this kit worked really well. But no issues with the rendering, no issues with the adhesive. I didn't find any symbols that were hard to use or anything like that, or hard to see with the light pad. Because sometimes I've noticed that some of the symbols can be difficult to see with the light pad. If you have and I've had to turn the light pad off depending on the symbols that companies will use, and they didn't have any that were like that. Because all of the symbols that you see here are basically dark lettering on a light background, and it's usually the light lettering on a dark background that can be blown out and bleached out with a light pad, and that's what I'll have issues with on occasion. But I didn't have any issues with that because of the symbols that they chose here, so that was not a problem at all. So I definitely highly recommend this if you want an adorable, fun kit to work on that will be a nice little snack to get you through and give you a break between some of those larger kits. And especially if you're somebody that enjoys doing some of the color blocking. I love the color blocking. I find it enjoyable and soothing and relaxing to do. But then you have I did all of the background first, and then I came in and did the Boba Kitty in the center as the last part, and it gave you a little bit of a break because you had all of the variety of in here to do, which kind of gave you some different changes and things like that, so that way it wasn't all just the vast area of color blocking of everything. So it was super fun to work on. Highly recommend. Pleasure to do, and yes, I had a blast on this one. So I hope you enjoy this, and definitely run over and pick up some of the snacky kits that they have over at Munimade because they are amazing. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye!